Boom, 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 guys. We're live. We're live. We're live. Let me make sure that we're live on Facebook as well. Let's see. What's up? What's up? What's up, everybody? Privacy, public, change. Boom. Okay. I think we're live on Facebook as well. So that's good. What's up? What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Happy Monday. Happy Monday. We're coming here today to talk about all things pre-foreclosures. Hopefully, my brothers and business partners join me here, guys. We just sold a couple of properties through wholesaling, all pre-foreclosures, a fix and flip, all through pre-foreclosures as well. That's how we got the deal. We'll show you guys a couple of case studies today, and then the right way to market to pre-foreclosures. There's a lot of newbies that are trying to get into real estate through, whether that be you're trying to do real estate wholesaling or you're a fix and flipper trying to get great deals off market through marketing to pre-foreclosures, and they're doing things absolutely wrong. They're locking up deals left and right that they cannot dispo to anybody, right? Or they don't know how to communicate with the sellers, right? They're struggling how to pick the market and all that fun stuff. So we're going to talk about all those things today, guys. Let's see. Mr. Andrew is right here. Let's see. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm going to make sure we have, boom, right here. No, hide. Overlay. No, it's not what I want. So, give me 1 second, guys. I want to get rid of the, I don't know why I have that background right there. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Boom. I think Andrew's trying to figure out his sound. Andrew, can you guys hear me? I don't think they can hear me right now. All right, guys. So as I said, we're live today. We're going to talk about all things pre-foreclosures marketing, pre-foreclosures acquisitions. So we're going to talk about recent deals. We just closed all pre-foreclosures. We just closed a couple of deals through real estate wholesaling. So we wholesale those deals, and those were pre-foreclosures. And then another fix and flip that we also acquired through pre-foreclosures. We'll show you guys buy and hold Airbnbs that we've had and regular rentals that we've had all through pre-foreclosures. So we eat, breathe, live, and drink pre-foreclosures. That's our specialty and niche, especially in Georgia and Texas. And then another thing is, guys, my team and I, we just jumped into real estate new development. So now we're no longer going to do like fix and flip projects. We're doing ground up new development. And one of our strategies to find great new development projects is to market to pre-foreclosure deals that we can actually knock off and build on the land, right? So pre-foreclosures is what we do all day long. Even though we're in new development right now, we still do pre-foreclosures acquisitions. So we're going to go over a couple of deals that we just closed. For everybody watching on Instagram, TikTok, guys, please join the YouTube channel, Mamadou Diallo Real Estate, or click the link in my bio. Obviously, I got the link in my bio. You can join through the bio as well. And I will probably share the screen here and show you guys the most recent properties we closed on through pre-foreclosures. We're going to also share the screen and show you guys the resources that we use, the websites. How do we get great, fantastic numbers when it comes to marketing the pre-foreclosures? How do we track down the family members? That's where actually the secret is. Most people have no idea when they're marketing to pre-foreclosures. 99.9% of our deals actually comes from finding the family members. We always end up closing through the family members. We're going to show you guys how do you build almost like a criminal case. I don't want to make it sound like that, but you want to build a case for the property, for the pre-foreclosure property you're going to market to before you even call the seller. So there's more like data, digging before you even make the call. And most people just make the call, because they treat pre-foreclosures like any other type of leads. They're very special for a specific reason. And then there is also a lot of newbies that put a lot of pre-foreclosures on, under contract that they cannot dispo, because they're not preparing their list, they're not preparing their data correctly to make sure every seller that they call, if they get it under contract, is actually a deal. They can either take it down themselves, or they can sell it to a cash buyer. So there's a strategy, obviously, behind marketing to pre-foreclosures. Also, picking the market, right? Like picking your market the right way is crucial. There's a lot of newbies that I know personally that have reached out or I've met through real estate networking events, that have been trying to do this for a year or two, and they cannot get deals, and they don't understand the first mistake is they are marketing to pre-foreclosures in the wrong state, right? We're also going to discuss all the changes, obviously, happening in real estate wholesaling, guys. People are getting locked up left and right. People are getting sued. Regulations are changing. So obviously, full disclosure, we're not attorneys. We're not here to give you legal advice. You need to seek legal counsel for yourself, but check your state laws and your local laws to make sure if things has changed, especially if you market into pre-foreclosures, guys, because obviously these deals are time sensitive. That's one. Secondly, you have families in real life that is in the verge of losing their homes to foreclosure, so they might end up being on the street homeless. So people are getting sued left and right by calling these sellers, making, over promising them, but under delivering, or making false promises, not able to perform. And then they end up losing these homes. Like if you guys look it up right now, you can go online and see, like in Arizona, there's a couple of big time wholesalers that are in court right now through the general attorney, right? And then you have some that are already in jail, doing pre-foreclosures the wrong way. So depending what state you're in, guys, you may want to be careful. So again, guys, anybody watching on TikTok or Instagram, guys, come on YouTube so you don't miss out when we share the screen and show you the websites, show you the resources we use to find these numbers, show you the recent deals that we've closed all through pre-foreclosures, and do case studies, and then obviously take your questions. Mamadou DLO Real Estate, or you can click the links in my freaking bio. My brother Andrew is on. Andrew, can you hear me now?
Yeah, cool. Can you hear me?
Okay, I can hear you. Fantastic. Yeah.
Right, let's go.
What happened? The sound wasn't working?
Yeah, the sound, I couldn't hear you, but no man hear us. Everything line up right.
All right, fantastic. I was warming them up, man, like Mr. DJ. All right, guys. Here, my brother Andrew and business partner, badass pre-foreclosure acquisition guy. Nobody does it better than him. I'm telling you guys right now, don't let the Jamaican accent fool you. He's a badass with it, right? So, and he's crafted the pre-foreclosures and perfected the strategy that he uses. Anybody who follows it step by step, let me not say that, because here in the US you can never use the term guarantee. So not guarantee, but I promise you guys, there is no way you're not getting a contract if you follow it step by step. Okay, guys. Now, so I'm gonna let Andrew introduce himself first, really quick.
Hey guys, my name is Andrew. As I know, 1/3 of the Boom Squad. Was a truck driver before, but now, of course, full-time real estate developer. We'll move a little away from the wholesaling, more leaning into developing. Of course, pre-foreclosure is what I'm here to teach you guys. And as Mamadou said before, it's a proven concept. I've taught many students before who actually be successful with the type of concept that we have, and how we scout deals and how we go about getting deals. So just to keep it short, I'm going to run you guys through it. Once you follow it step by step, A to Z, there's no way of you going wrong within the first 30 days. Right, Mamadou? You get
100%. There's no way. So again, guys, a couple of disclaimers, as I said, right? The laws are changing heavily within the wholesaling niche in general, not just about pre-foreclosures. It doesn't matter what type of leads you're going after. It's just the wholesaling industry itself is basically getting cleaned, right? Yes, Shatdex, I am live on my channel. Let me make sure, but I hope I am. Let me make sure that I'm live on my channel. Is Mamadou Diallo Real Estate. I have two channels, so hopefully you're watching my English channel, because I do have a French channel as well, but I think I should be live. Andrew, is Steve downstairs?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay, can he check if I'm live on my English channel?
Check it.
If I'm live, he can just let you know. So yeah, guys, I'm live. Mamadou Diallo Real Estate. Just look it up. You should be able to find the channel. I'm live. All the links is in my bio. All right. So the industry is changing, guys. It's getting cleaned, and the reason for that is because there's so many bad apples within the real estate
Steve,
wholesaling
hold up,
industry in
Mamadou.
general.
Steve said you're not live.
I'm not live.
No. But it's a live, but me not understand that. It actually is a live.
He says live, but I'm not live.
Nah,
Huh?
nah.
No. Hold on, let me see. Let me go up
Hold
on my
on.
YouTube channel and see.
Hold on, guys. I don't know why wouldn't I be live. Let's see. I hope I'm not live. Steve, how about my French chat? Why am I not live? Hold on. Here it says live. Don't tell me I selected the wrong channel.
Which one of them here? This are the English channel, right?
Okay, your English you're good, but your French you're not live at all.
No, it's not the French. The English channel. The English channel.
Yeah, you good on English. It's
That's the
working.
one. That's the one. We're doing English today. That one
Yeah,
is
it's
live.
working. Yeah, it's
Okay.
working. Yeah.
Oh shit! You got me scared, man. All right. All right, guys. Sorry. The brother has a black beanie over his heads. Oh, okay, okay. There you go. Thank you. They're confirming we're live. So we're live. We're live, guys. Boom. All right, guys. Let me get back to it. I forgot. Now I lost my train of thoughts. Yeah, I was talking about. Obviously, Andrew, you're aware of it. We just saw the article of the big company being sued right now. They're basically going back over 123 over transactions that this company has done, and they're getting sued for every single one of them. So there is a couple of best practices that we're going to talk about here, guys. Anybody who hasn't watched my interview with Michael Gross, attorney Michael Gross, 40 plus years real estate attorney. Make sure you check it out on my YouTube channel. We're doing a second episode. Again, it's not legal advice, obviously, but there's a couple of best practices that you guys have to do. And as I was saying, there's so many bad apples within the wholesaling industry where you have so many newbies. Sometimes because of the gurus they listen to, obviously they don't know any better. Sometimes on purpose, just because of who they are. They do go out and learn, for example, hey, one of the best ways to get my first deal is to go after pre-foreclosures because obviously these homeowners already have pain and problems before I even call them. It's going to be way simpler to get my first deal. But when they call these homeowners, the mistake they make is one, they don't know their numbers because they're not working with anybody, right? They also misrepresent themselves by, getting involved in certain things, helping the homeowner keep the property when they're not an attorney, right? A lot of the options that exist to help a homeowner keep the home actually should involve an attorney. So as a wholesaler, if you're not a licensed attorney, you should not be sitting there and giving people legal advice, especially guys, if you're doing this in blue states. What do I mean by blue states? I used to live in one. That's where my journey started, which is Maryland. Maryland is a blue state. New Jersey is a blue state. New York is a blue state. California is a blue state. So on those blue states, guys, the laws, there is a gray line. Like in Maryland, for example, you're not allowed, and I was told this by my attorney. Again, seek legal counsel yourself, but he told me in Maryland you are not allowed to call a homeowner and bring up the fact that they are in pre-foreclosure. You can end up in jail doing that, right? So you have that, and then how many deals, Andrew, we've ran into where we've closed, but at first when we called the homeowner had been under contract with a newbie wholesaler for 2-3 months. They couldn't perform, they disappeared, they didn't cancel their contract, and we have to track them down to be able to close. And you have a family sitting there on the verge of losing their home just because somebody's trying to make a $10,000 fee, right? So you have that, obviously. They're also saying equity is tripping, which, guys, I just made a whole video explaining how that one is garbage. But they are saying, in essence, if you call a homeowner and you put them under contract and you never intended to buy the property and then you wholesale it, you make a fee, you stole their equity. Now, I know real estate agents, oftentimes, 99.9% of them don't know what equity is. That's the reason why the list property is wrong, even if they need a lot of work. But a property only has equity if it's fixed up and it can sell for the ARV, for the after repair value on that market, for what brand new properties are going for. Most of the homeowners we deal with through pre-foreclosure, Andrew, the last fix, not the last one maybe, but the flip that we did in Canyers, which was a pre-foreclosure, right? Remember how
Yeah.
shitty that property was? It's stinking beat up properties. The homeowners don't have the money to renovate them, whatever. So they don't have equity, essentially. So you only have equity if you can renovate your home, right? And most of these homeowners also, the
Yep.
reality is they actually prefer working with an investor off market. And the reason for that is because if they put their property on the MLS, guess what? Now the neighborhood where they've lived for 30 years, 10 years, or even more, well, guess what? Now their neighbors can see how shitty their property is because obviously the agent put the pictures online. But also their neighbor can see, I've lived with Andrew here for I don't know how many years. I didn't know he has financial issues. Now they can see that because the property is on the MLS. So they would rather work with somebody that can close off market as is. They don't have to clean it, they don't have to fix it. So that's where we step in. So where the gray line is the wholesalers doing it wrong in terms of, okay, you go and you don't know your numbers. The sellers say, I want $400,000. You don't reach out to somebody who knows what they're doing to help you come the property maybe, or help you like we do all day long. We help newbies all day long on the phone, talk to these homeowners and close them, right? So help talk with the homeowner so you don't say the wrong thing, so you can learn as you're doing, or another thing which is key, and I'm going to let Andrew talk on this. Guys, I really wish we knew this ourselves. We just realized this when we jump into real estate new development. If I have to go back day zero, when I first started real estate wholesaling, which was over 6 years ago, I am not listening to any freaking guru that tells me you don't need credit. I know they say, I know it's correct. That's actually one of the number one issues with real estate wholesaling. Because you don't need credit is an industry that attracts everybody and their moms. When I say everybody, I'm talking about the fly-by-nighters. They don't want to be a real estate investor. They're not serious about it. They're not committed to the business. They just want to make a $10,000, go to Puerto Rico, and that's it. They don't care if they take advantage of a homeowner. Why? Because of the lack of needing credit. Just needing credit alone can weed out a lot of the bad apples. Now, also, even if, let's say hypothetically, even if I didn't know all of that, guys, I would still fix my credit month one. I'll get my credit right. I'll get my LLC right. And the reason for that is because 99.9% of us get into real estate wholesaling initially as a stepping stone to become real estate investors. Whether you want to be a buy and hold investor, whether you want to be a fix and flipper, whether later like us right now, you want to become a real estate new developer, the real estate wholesaling would typically get in as a stepping stone to give us, the opportunity to become what we want to become later as real estate investors, which is when you take down title. Now, with the new laws and regulations, if you have your credit right, if you fix your credit, which costs Andrew less than a Starbucks, would you agree? If you fix your credit, you get your LLC right, you can go get pre-qualified through private lenders that we call hard money lenders, so that in case you're in a state or you're marketing in a state where the laws has changed and you cannot just straight wholesale a property, now you have to take down the property in order to wholesale it legally. Well, you can go get pre-qualified through these lenders, and the day you get a seller ready to go, you are already qualified just to get the transactional funding. So lenders will fund you for 24 or 48 hours for you to close on the property, then sell it the next day or the next minute or the next month, up to you. But at least now you're a true investor, and because you've took down title. You've took down title. Not only that, guys, realizing now after all the fix and flips we've done, after all the rentals we've done, you actually, even if you're allowed to do it in your state without all these things, I would still do it that way, because number one, you get way more money when you wholesale these properties on the MLS, guys. The cash buyers on the MLS will always pay you more than the cash buyer off market. That's the first thing. The second thing is, the day you decide to become a true investor, take down these properties yourself, flip them, or build, right? Guess what? They're gonna ask you your experience to give you some of the best loans that exist for an investor. So they're going to send you what is called an experience sheet that you have to fill out and show them all the properties where you've taken down title so that you were the investor. You get me? So if day one you're already doing double closings, we call it double closings, right? Through transactional funding, now you're a true real estate investor, not just a wholesaler, not just a middleman, guys. Sorry, guys, I had to start with this rant because the next time I hear a wholesaling guru tells me you don't need credit, I'll punch him in the fucking throat. All right, guys, because all of them, they're lying to you. All of them have their credit right. They have their business corporation credit right. They're getting big money in the back end. They're doing so many different strategies they're not telling you about, but they're sitting here telling us, no, don't forget about your credit. You don't need to check your credit. You can just, don't listen to this. It's garbage. The whole financial and banking industry in the US revolves around credit. It's just a logic fail. Get your credit right. It costs less than a Starbucks and become a real investor. All right. All right, Mr. Andrew, where are we starting, bro? The first thing I wanted to start, Andrew, is to tell them about the last maybe like 2 deals. I know we closed like 4 or 5 recently that are wholesaling and wholesale deals. Then we have one fix and flip that just closed, was all pre-foreclosures. Now I know Steve is not here. Typically, guys, sorry, Steve is our my third brother and business partner, but he handles disposition for us, so he has all the odds. But I'll see if I have some. I want to share the screen and show you guys so you know we're not just talking theory here. This is what we do, right? But I want to tell them, Andrew, the last maybe 2 deals that we closed wholesale, maybe give them a little bit of a case study. And I'm going to try to find the odds here to show them. Maybe you remember the one we just made, $29,000. I forgot what address it was. Let me see.
Yeah, that one was in Decatur. And of course, well, the thing is, Mamadou, the story always make the deal more interesting than the numbers itself, because behind every deal, of course, you have a story. Every deal come with a different story. And once I can put that story in words form, man, it make the deal even sound better. So the one where we closed for 29,000, the one that we closed for 29,000, that was in Decatur. And that deal is a deal where, of course, it was a cold call, but we first initially got in contact with the son. Now, 2 people is on the title, the husband and the wife. The wife passed away. We got in contact with the son after doing an extensive search for the family members, because we just couldn't get in contact with the husband. However, get in contact with the son wanted, of course, whenever there's a probate situation, everybody always wants a piece of the pie. But little did the son know, it was, I think it was 4 kids. 4 kids was involved, Mamadou. Little did the son know that the husband was a survivorship, meaning it didn't have to go through probate.
Right. So pause right here, Andrew, right? So let's say I'm absolutely new. I have no idea what you're talking about right now. So first thing first, when you say story, what do you mean? Let's start there. And then I want you to explain to me also what is probate.
Okay. So probate is when the owner of a property passed away.
Right.
The property have to go through court, which is probate, to give the legal right to sell that property to the heirs. That sometimes can be the kids, or that sometimes can be the spouse. But it has to go through the proper channel, through the courting, for the court to give you permission, along with everything else, to sell the estate. So that's what probate is. Probate is the court process that the property goes through to give the administrator the authority to go ahead and actually sell this property.
Yes, guys. So and depending on your state, guys, even if the owner that passed away had a will, like here in Georgia, even if they have a will, it has to go through probate. So you still got to go through probate. The probate might just be faster if there is a will, but it still has to go through it regardless. So obviously, most of these homeowners are not even aware of, they don't even know what probate is. You have to explain to them what probate is. Secondly, there is fees involved with the probates. Remember, guys, this is where there is a gray line. Be careful, you're not an attorney. We use the baddest ass attorney, that probate attorney here in Georgia. She is a badass, literally. If she was a wholesaler, she would be crushing it, right? But we send the owners to her, but there is fees involved right up front for that process alone. And statistically, for most people that don't know this, most homeowners that inherit properties, actually within the first 90 days, I would argue probably 74 to 80%, within the first 90 days, they end up selling it. The families that inherit these properties. Why? The reason for that is because most people already own their own house, or they already have their own lives. They're renting. They have the car on debt, the TV on debt, the phone on debt, the Louis V belt on debt. So if a family member passed away and then they inherit the property and all the inherited is debt also on that property, and most of these family members, what we found also, guys, and Andrew is going to show you guys where the secret is, right? You don't just call any homeowner, but most of them, when they pass away, they also haven't paid. Obviously, that's the reason why they don't pre-foreclosure. They haven't paid their debt for a while, and now so these families end up now having to think about, okay, I got the funeral bills, so I got to figure out how to bury my loved one. Then I have to figure out how to pay the attorney. I didn't even know what probate is. You're just informing me, because most people that inherit, they think they can just sell the house just because, you know, it was their mom or dad, or they don't know. So you have to explain to them, you as the professional. And then after that, then we send them to the attorney. The attorney does that. But what we say is, hey, listen, as long as we are the buyers and you're working with us and we have a legal agreement, then we'll cover those fees as part of your cash to close, obviously. And if there is a difference between what we promised, then we'll give you that, but we'll cover the cost up front so you don't have to come out of pocket. So that solves that problem and lift that weight on their shoulders. And Andrew said something just key, and I don't want you to miss that, Andrew. When you say probate, obviously, that means most of these homeowners that we're calling, we're targeting, are they on the younger or older side?
Well, on the younger side, because we're talking about, well, on the older side, for the probate, we're on the older side. But whenever we're doing the extensive search, we tend to get in contact with like the siblings or the kids.
Yes.
So we tend to communicate with the younger person. But whenever you're targeting probate, it's typically people that's, I want to say, 60 and above. You're running more probate than any other else age range.
That's the first newbie mistake, guys. Most newbie that reach out to us and is struggling with pre-foreclosures, they're going wide and they're going wild, like Texas, wild, wild west. So they're just marketing to any address that is in pre-foreclosure. They're not sitting down. The secret is in the data. The secret is in the data. You have to craft your data. So the first thing is, guys, think about this. Who's your client? If you're trying to wholesale it or you're trying to flip it yourself, right? Which is where, guys, most of your biggest wholesale fees will come from cash deals. Don't let nobody fool you with this low equity garbage. Most of your biggest cash checks will come from straight cash deals. In order to sell a cash deal to a cash buyer that will flip the property, or you yourself, if you plan on flipping it, you need equity. Equity, by definition, that means the property have been owned for a certain period of time and it had the time to appreciate. Would we agree?
Yes,
so
sir.
the first criteria that we do, guys, is we don't reach out to any address that have been owned for less than how many years, Andrew?
I want to say 5 and upward.
5 and up. We're not interested in talking to any homeowner that have only bought their property 2 years ago, because most likely they don't have equity. And I'm gonna come to that later, guys. But if you're sitting there and maybe you've learned about creative finance, which I'm a badass at, all my rental portfolios was in creative finance. Number one mistake you can do is, as a newbie, especially when I say newbie, guys, that means you don't have probably $500,000 cash in your bank account yet, is to take down these low equity deals and you want to be a landlord. Most people right now are stuck with these properties. They can't refinance. They cannot sell them. Most people that I know personally have the due on sale called on them by the lender on these sub 2 low equity deals. They're stuck with it. You guys go talk to somebody like Daryl Ellison, my brother. I'm the one actually who helped him get his first pre-foreclosure deal on the phone. I helped him close his first deal when he started his real estate wholesaling journey. He's right now $300,000 in debt because of low equity deals. Stay away from that garbage as a newbie. It works for the gurus. They're making millions. And then they need the tax write-offs. So if these properties don't cash flow, whatever, they don't care, but it's not for you. Don't get tricked, okay? So first thing is, you want old owners. And then when we get the old owners, Andrew, then we go after the family members. And you wanna give them which resources we use to do that?
Okay, so with the equity Mamadou, even though you're looking for properties that is 5 years and older, sometimes when you analyze the deal, Mamadou, what you find is that the property was already bought at a discount. So when you analyze the deal, if you purchase a property, if the homeowner purchased a property at already a discount, and you're gonna see the last purchase price, then from there you can assess the amount of equity that's in it. As if the person owned the property for 2 years, but the 2 years that they own it, they purchase it at a discounted price, and you can assess that there's equity inside of it, then that's a homeowner that needs to call. That needs to be called.
Yeah.
Also, Mamadou, a next thing that we'll vet sometime is the amount of time that they're in pre-foreclosure, because the site that we use, preforeclosure.com, sometimes specify how long this person has been in pre-foreclosure, going by the months. So if I'm assessing a deal and see that somebody is in pre-foreclosure within the last 6 months, 5 times, that's somebody that more likely I would call, because them already exhaust all them options.
Yes.
So that's something that I wanted to touch on also.
Yes. By the way, do you mind trying to do a screen share and show them the site we use to do this? So guys, there's a couple of resources that we use to go and actually, so this is the thing. Before our team makes any call to a pre-foreclosure seller, we spend more minutes studying first the address and seeing the full story before the call is even made. That's what I was telling you guys earlier. You gotta build almost a criminal. I don't know if you guys watch this series online before they try to catch a criminal, like Criminal Minds and shit. Before they try to catch the criminal, they make a case first. So we go in, we look at the equity, we look at how many times have they, have they fell in foreclosure recently, even if they solved the issue. But you can go see the history. So if you go on propwire.com, and the reason I'm giving that one is because it's free. We don't personally use it. I know people love free shit. PropStream is our favorite just because it's more user friendly. Or you have preforeclosure.com. That one also is not free. I think it's about what, $49 a month, Andrew, or
$49.99.
$49.99, guys. So it costs less than the Louis V belt you're wearing right now, right? And the Starbucks you're drinking every day, or the what you call it, the Chipotle you're buying every day outside, right? Or you have auction.com, which is, I think auction.com is free if I'm not mistaken. But for us, preforeclosures.com, guys, we found we get way more accurate data, so we love using that one. We don't mind paying the $49. Don't tell me you can't afford it. Everybody can afford it. It's just a matter of, are you spending your money more on Amazon, or are you really, like, saving it and using it for the marketing? Because honestly, with $200 to $300 a month, you should be able to market to pre-foreclosure consistently with the amount of records you need to get at least one contract per month without a problem at all, right? So I'm gonna let Andrew try to share his screen and show you guys, and then after that I'll show you the alta. I'll show you guys the alta on the deal that we just closed. We're gonna talk about that case study, but there's so much we're gonna go into right now, guys. We probably here till maybe 9:30, 10, guys. So no rush. If you guys have questions, obviously put them in the comments. I'll be able to pull them up here so we can answer those as well. Oh shit, people been actually. Go ahead, Andrew. In the meantime, I'm gonna boom.
All right.
Boom, boom.
Yeah, let me try to share the screen.
Let's go, Mr. Stevie. Oh, I can hear you guys. Boom, let's go. So Andrew gonna do a screen share right now, guys. Anybody watching on TikTok or Instagram, guys, come on YouTube, Mamadou DLO Real Estate, or links in my bio. We're gonna show you guys a couple of case studies. We're gonna show you guys all the websites we use to find pre-foreclosure deals. Then we're gonna talk about acquisitions, how you actually talk to the sellers on the phone, right? For those that are going to watch these recordings later, right? I know right now everybody have the TikTok brain, so I'm gonna get this out of the way. If you need help disposing pre-foreclosure deals, meaning selling them, or you need one of our team members to talk to your sellers on the phone because you're on the newer side, we'll be more than happy to jump on the phone with your sellers, negotiate them, and help you get the deal to the finish line. So if you need that as well, reach out to me and I'll send you the link. And later on this recording, I'm probably going to pin it in the description. All right, guys? Binta Berry. Okay, Binta Berry, you can call me too. I'm going to put my business WhatsApp on here. Anybody who want to reach out to me personally, my business WhatsApp is here, guys. 978-9376. Make sure when you reach out, I'm going to pin it on the screen. Make sure when you reach out with, my name is X. Oh, no, that's the wrong one. Sorry. My name is X. I'm reaching out for X question. I have X question, or I need X help. I need help disposing a deal, or I need help with a seller, or I need help on X, Y, and Z. All right. Let's see. Andrew is sharing his screen right now. Guys, if you're watching on TikTok or Instagram, you're missing out. Come on YouTube.
Yeah, please do. Mamadou, you can see the screen actually?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. Guys, let us know if you can see the screen. Can you guys see the screen?
Yeah, please do. Mamadou, there's a couple of stuff that I wanted to mention. With these gurus that teaching how to wholesale on the internet. Now
Right.
they tell you what you don't need. You don't need any credit, you don't need any cash, you don't need any credential, which
Right.
of course it depends on the angle that you're looking at. But what you need is communication skill. What you need is listening skill.
Yes.
What you need is problem solving skill. And you also need empathy. So I don't want them focus on what you don't need, but what is it that you do need? That is what caused the unethical practices, because people that has no type of quality trying to get these pre-foreclosure sellers
Right.
assistance when they don't know what is it that they're doing. So I just wanted to clear that up a little bit. You do need a little bit of stuff, and they don't pay too much attention on the stuff that you need, more about the stuff that you don't need. And you still need a credit, like what Mamadou said. That is definitely needed. So
Yeah.
let's go, Mamadou. Now, we're ready, Mamadou?
Yeah, let's go.
Choose a market, Mamadou. Just give me a market.
So
Any market.
let's do which market, guys? Let's ask the audience. Guys, which market do you guys want us to give an example on?
Atlanta too easy.
Yeah, Atlanta is too easy. That's our backyard, so it's too easy. Somebody give us a market in the comments. Anybody, guys? Which market would you want us to pull up? And by the way, let us know if you can see the screen. I want to make sure you guys can see the screen. Binta Barry, S Desiree, Stevie O. Guys, let me know if you guys can see the screen. Can you guys see the screen first and foremost? Let's see. How about Texas?
Texas. Okay, let's go.
Let's do like what, Austin? I don't know. So, sorry, let's go. Sorry. All right, Dallas. So we in Dallas, Texas, guys. So we're gonna look at Dallas, Texas.
All right, guys. So as you can see, Mamadou, all the tabs are already open. For me, it really is simple because we open all the tabs. Now, there's a couple of tabs that we use. Pre-foreclosure.com, of course, is what as the data set. That's the very first tab that we use. And of course, we have True People Search for the second tab. The third tab we're going to use is PropStream. And then the fourth one is Truth Finder. Now, Truth Finder is a paid website, of course, but this is where we'll find some of the close family members once we want to do a deep dive. So keep in mind that Truth Finder is also one of those paid service also. So let's start, Mamadou. We're in Dallas. Now, of course, preforeclosure.com, I want to set the settings. We want to get all the settings. We're looking for single family home. And of course, we can select multi-family home as well. Now, you go inside the listing, and of course, you have a bunch of different listings. You have foreclosure, you have odd, you have 100 down, all type of different stuff, but we want pre-foreclosures. So we're going to ask for pre-foreclosure. Now, in Texas, you have 318 data. So this is enough data, guys. This is enough data.
And this is very key, guys. The data is absolutely free. Oh, I thought you were going to pick up a call, so I was going to fill in the blanks. Go ahead.
So we're just going to do the settings. We're just going to do the filtering, see what is it that we need. We only need pre-foreclosure, guys. So we're only going to select pre-foreclosure. We don't need any bankruptcy. We don't need any tax lien. We don't need anything else, just pre-foreclosure. And we're looking for single family and multi-family. So we want to use...
What's the difference, Andrew, between a pre-foreclosure and a foreclosure?
A foreclosure is someone has already been foreclosed and the bank is already in possession of that property. The pre-foreclosure is the pre-foreclosure.
Guys, that's where the game is. We're not talking about foreclosures. If you want to buy foreclosures, at that point you're dealing with the bank. That means it's too late for you to negotiate with the homeowner. So it's either one, you go to the auction, you bid on these properties. Number two, if the properties haven't been sold at the auction, then the lender is going to hire a real estate agent to list it on the market. It doesn't mean it's a deal. So don't confuse pre-foreclosures and foreclosures. So don't go on Zillow looking for foreclosures. That's not what we do.
Absolutely. And whenever a property goes on the pre-foreclosure website, you have 4 weeks, guys. You have 4 weeks to get that property outside of the auction or to solve that problem. 4 weeks is enough time for us to do a bunch of other stuff, right? Yeah. So let's go. We're at pre-foreclosure. We have 318 records inside of Texas. Let's see. For me, I like to start from high to low, meaning what high to low mean is that the furthest date. So if you click on this one, it's going to give you the furthest date for the auction date. Oh, man. Hold on, Mamadou.
You got to log in first. So, guys, so we don't call any homeowner who don't have an auction coming up within at least the next 4 weeks. Right, the next 4 weeks. And the reason for that is because obviously if you reach out to a homeowner, like let's say you're in the blue state, Central Florida, or a judicial state, let me say, a non-judicial state, all that means is in those states it takes the bank way longer to foreclose on a homeowner. New Jersey, Maryland, New York, California. So if you call a homeowner in those states, typically you're going to run into situations where the seller is like, oh, I've been in foreclosure since 2015 and I still own the property. So there is no sense of urgency to get the help. So you want to reach out to homeowners. Number one, if you can do it in red states, even if it's virtually, guys, focus on red states. That's where the game is. Number two, only reach out to the homeowners that have the auction within the next 4 weeks, and you want to catch them before the auction because there is more sense of urgency. They're willing to listen more. Typically, it doesn't mean it's going to be easy. There's nothing easy, but it's way simpler. Okay.
Absolutely, because whenever there's a time limit, people tend to act a little bit faster than when there is no time limit, right?
100%.
All right, so we're in Dallas, Texas. Let's go. Let's see. Let's kind of analyze this one. The address is 1109. It's Leisure Drive. Let's see what it's about.
Oh, as Desiree had said, Lee County, Fort Myers. Oh, Fort Myers. I've wholesaled some pre-foreclosure deals here. I had to send my boots on the ground with a bodyguard because of how dangerous one of those neighborhoods were. It was crazy.
Okay, let's go.
So we're gonna come to you, Desiree. We're gonna come to you, Lee County, Fort Myers. Oh, you doing that one?
Yeah, let's do.
Okay, Lee County, Fort Myers. This is in Florida.
Okay. All right. So as I know, let's set the filters again. We're looking for single family. Let's do multi-family just to see what mine comes up.
I'm wondering if Desiree is that part of Central Florida or no? I don't think so.
Let me see how much record is there. 130. Not bad, Mamadou. 130.
130 pre-foreclosures.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on over that side. Okay, so let's see what's going on. This one over there in Bluestone Circle. So the first thing you want to do, well, of course, we'll analyze the address. It's a 3-2 Mamadou. So it's a 3-2. Now, guys, it's a 3-2, 1,700 square feet. Sometimes I like to take note of these stuff as to what size the house is. So for me, we're going to scroll down. We're going to first look at what the auction date is. You see this, Mamadou? This is a little bit old. This is the 7th of August.
Right, 7th of August. It's like April, May. So that's further. So we're probably not going to focus on that one right now.
Make we kind of analyze the deal just to say what's going on. Now, guys, remember we said this, Mamadou. Look at this. This person been in pre-foreclosure. So this
there
is
you
the foreclosure.
go. There
Since
you go.
2023. The property actually got foreclosed on in 2012. So this is, guys, this is where you analyze the data in preforeclosure.com. Now remember, this is the address at the top. It is at Bluestone Circle, and you want to get a story. You want to get a story to see what's going on with this property, to see if this person already been in foreclosure before. So when you scroll down, this is where you get all the information. The auction date is right here, August. It's a little bit away, but this person been going through a distress situation since 2023.
Right. That is crazy.
The only thing the only thing in Florida, Mamadou, is that I don't know what they do in Florida, but they could stay in this property for extensive amount of time, bro. Bankruptcy after bankruptcy.
This is why I told you in those states, Florida included.
Yeah.
Maryland, Florida, New Jersey, you name it. Those kind of states, they're judicial states. It can take the bank forever. Even the banks, if they had a choice, they probably won't lend in these states. It can take the bank 7 years to try to foreclose on somebody. So that's the reason why when you call homeowners there, they're not too eager to work with you because they're like, I have time anyway. But who knows? You might end up landing on a deal. But Florida is not a good state. It's not a, if I was you, Desiree, if you're gonna do pre-foreclosures and I live in Florida, I'm going to market virtually to a place like Texas. because you can do this virtually. It's the same thing. Once you understand the process, you can take the same process and apply it in any state you're in. So don't lock yourself like you had some sort of shackles. All you need is a computer. You can sit on the computer and just call Texas.
Yeah, in Florida, man, these auctions take forever. We're gonna lie to you. So we know, so this person going through a tough time since 2023, but still, let's analyze the deal, Mamadou, just to see what's there. So we have that information. We also have the defendant name. So we know the owner for the home is Talisha. Her name is Talisha Faber. We also have the trustee name. And for me, sometimes I want to go over this stuff sometimes just to see what the owner name is and just to see who is foreclosing on them. Because sometimes, Mamadou, the trustee name can be just an individual name. So sometimes you do know that, hey, that's a HOA, that's somebody who has a lien against the property. So for me, want to analyze the deal, I could tell that this is the actual bank that's foreclosing on this property.
Right.
Very important, right? So let's
guys, the bank don't foreclose themselves. They hire a trustee to do the foreclosure process.
Absolutely. Let me go over here. Now, from preforeclosure.com, we need a little bit more information. So let's go over in PropStream and copy and paste that address just to see what might comes up. Remember, guys, we're analyzing the deal just to get a story, just to get an overall story of what the deal is telling us. 100%. So we could prepare ourselves for the conversation, right?
Yep. Guys, the only thing you cannot, the data is public, right? All these sites are public sites. Some are free, some you have to pay, but the only thing you cannot learn online, guys, is the art, obviously, of communicating with these homeowners on the phone. That's the only way where what we do is we have a lot of role playing, for example, especially when we first got started. So it's a lot of role playing. And then after that, it's just sitting down and banging the calls. And obviously, as you do, is like driving, right? At first, you don't know where the pedals are. You don't know what to do. But the more you get in the car, the more you drive, the better you get at it, right? So it's the same thing with this, but you're going to have to learn how to communicate on the phone. In the beginning, the way me and Andrew, we used to do this is like, if we're stuck, we reach out to somebody who has already closed deals in our local market or the market we're marketing in, and that person will help us on the phone to close the homeowner, because we don't know how to make the offer, how to come the deal, how to analyze it, then also how to negotiate with the homeowners. Because some of these homeowners, guys, is not because they're behind that they will sell you at a discount. If you don't know how to talk, some of these homeowners, they want you to pay their debt that they're behind on. Then they want you to put $100,000 in their bank account. Then they want you to go fix their house up and make a profit when it makes no sense. You have to be able to explain to them all these things, so that's the only thing you probably cannot learn on YouTube, just FYI.
Got it. That is a fact. Now, Mamadou will pull this up. Now, Mamadou, more you walk me through and tell me what is it that you're seeing? What is it that stuck out against? What is it that you see so far? Just analyzing the property and put it in. What is it that you see so far?
Yeah. First thing I see that I really love is length of ownership, 10 years.
Okay.
I genuinely, I love that. And then I'm looking at the other thing that I'm going to look at right away is the estimated equity. And the reason for that is because I'm looking to wholesale this property to a cash buyer, obviously. So if he doesn't have equity, I can't, the cash buyer, there's no profit for them. There's no meat on the bone. So I'm looking at the equity. It says 51%. I like that. So that I will consider that high equity. And then, another thing I love, I see days on market, 72 days. So it's either is on the MLS, or there you go. They had it listed at some point and it didn't sell. I like that. I like to know that, right? That means they've tried to sell it. So, it just didn't work on the market, which is great. I can use that to my advantage. What else I would say? I like the estimated value, because the ARVs, guys, anything 350 or over, like 350, 400, 500, the ARV meaning after repair value. If you guys look at where it says estimated value, that means these are areas where if the flipper do a nice job, they'll be able to sell this property fast. So I kind of like that.
Okay. So of course, you see that the estimated value almost double from what is it that they purchased it in 2015. So this is a term that this area appreciate a lot faster than some areas. So it is 450. Of course, we have to run the comps, but the estimated value is sometimes pretty much close enough for you to get an understanding of what the area is doing. So this 450 right here. Now, Mamadou, something stuck at me. Now, the person purchased this at 227,000 in 2015. But if you look closely at the estimated balance that that owed. Now, this person owned this property for 10 years.
Yeah.
If this person owned this property for 10 years, some refi took place. I mean, I don't know yet, but I would say some refi took place based on how long they own it compared to the estimated amount that has been owed. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
which is, remember, guys, what we said. If somebody is in pre-foreclosure, guarantee when you guys go online and look it up, they've been in pre-foreclosure more than once. So most likely, one of the things they've used to stop it is through refinance over and over and over. So taking on a new loan in order to stop the auction so that, they can put their arrears in the back of the loan. So that's probably what happened here, because, guys, there's no way you bought this property for 10 years and you bought it at 227 and you still owe 221. Like in 10 years, you've only paid down $6,000. That's no way.
Yeah. So right off of the bat, so something was done. You don't know what was done, but you know something was done to let it be that low. Let's go check what was actually done. We'll go inside the mortgage and transaction history just to see exactly what was done.
Yeah. This is why we love PropStream, guys. Look at all this. You can just come on PropStream. Right now, did you guys realize Andrew haven't even called this owner yet?
Yeah.
Hasn't even yet. So we do all this before you even make the call, because if somebody pick up, if we track down the grandma, the grandpa, the grandson, the grandcousin, if the data tells us this is a deal, then we know it's a deal before we even dial the phone. So, guys, if you do it like this, step by step, all you need is 100 records of pre-foreclosures to get a contract.
That's too much, Mamadou. That's too much.
Yeah, but
that's too much.
Let's just say worst case scenario. Anybody telling you they're pulling 1,000 leads when it comes to pre-foreclosures is because they don't know what they're doing, right?
Absolutely.
You don't need more than 100 records with pre-foreclosures if you do it the right way to get a contract, literally. Let's go ahead.
And guys, once I get all of this, I mean, now that we're going through like a tutorial, of course, it's a little bit lengthy, but Mamadou, once I get all of this literally take you 2 to 3 minutes because you know exactly what is it that you're looking for. So once you get the hang of it and do it repeatedly, through repetition, then these things take a 2 minutes to analyze the deal and 3 minutes to know if this person deserves a call. Now, remember, Mamadou, what was said earlier, something took place, and there you go, right there. In 2022, Secretary of Housing, they did a partial claim. That's what was done. So if you want to break down what a partial claim was, obviously there was in pre-foreclosure before, and because if it's a FHA loan, of course, I know that FHA allow everybody to do at least one, sometimes even 2 partial claim, depending on the circumstances per loan. So in 2022, that is what compensated for this amount right here being, because a partial claim was done, adding back this 49,000 and all that interest back on the loan again. That's what took place in 2022.
If a homeowner has an FHA loan, obviously FHA loan are insured by HUD, right? So if they're in pre-foreclosure and they want to avoid it, they can go to HUD, not their lender. I mean, they go through the lender, but basically what the lender will do is, if they say they want to do a partial, what is called a partial claim, is the lender going to HUD, or the homeowner, they can do it themselves. The HUD will pay off the lender. So that $49,000, the lender got paid, and now the money is owed to HUD. Okay, so the lender got their money. It's paid by HUD because it's a government loan insured by HUD. So what HUD will do is they will take that $49,000 now that you owe them, and they'll put it as a second lien position, right? They'll put it as a second lien position on the property. The good thing with the partial claim is the homeowner don't have monthly payments on it, and there is no interest. It just sits there and is only due the day the homeowner decides to sell the property for straight cash outright sale. At that point, then that $49,000 will be due, whether that be in 10 years, whether that be in 15. But that's essentially what a partial claim is. Remember what I said, guys. You're not an attorney. Don't go to these homeowners, especially if you're in states where the laws has changed, and tell them, oh, you can do a partial claim because you have a FHA, and I'm going to help you fill out all the paperwork and blah, 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 blah. Watch out. You will end up in handcuffs. You want either your attorney to handle this, or let them call the lender, and the lender will offer that as an option if it's an option on the table, right? So be very mindful, check your states, obviously, laws, or consult your attorney.
Absolutely. So Talisha Faber, as we can tell, did something, and that. But then Mamadou, even though the estimated balance is still at 221, the fact that the area appreciate after so long still give you enough equity. That's $227,000 worth of equity right here. This is a deal all day. Somebody that I'm gonna make sure that I'm calling when I need to get through to. I don't care who is it, but I'm gonna speak with someone on this deal.
Desiree, right now, this address right here is an address you need to write down. And then once Andrew get to the next steps here, where we're gonna show you how we find all the family members, you want to track down everybody. The only place I don't want you to try is at the cemetery. Even there, I would have said if they can speak, but you want to find every single family member you can. Call everybody. If they have 7 numbers, call them until you get somebody that pick up and say, yes, I am either the owner, I'm related to the owner, or something. This is a deal all day long. Obviously, if they're motivated and they're willing to get the help, obviously.
Yeah. And let me say something again, Mamadou. The reason why on the public boards, in the newspaper, and the county website, the reason why these houses are publicized is for investors like us to give the homeowner a call. It is to give the homeowner a opportunity to go and sell that property rather than face in the auction. So it is not illegal to call. It is the illegal practice of all these people transacting the business, but it's not illegal to call this homeowner, because that's why the lender put this information public for us as investors to reach out to the homeowner to see if this homeowner looking to sell. So always keep that in mind, guys. Taking up the phone and calling this homeowner is a legal process. That is why it went public, for investors to go, because the bank really don't want to auction the property. They want to give the homeowner a chance.
They just want their money. The bank just want to get paid.
Exactly. All right, Mamadou. So where we at now? So we know that this deal is a deal that we need to definitely call someone, even though the auction date is a little bit further away. Now let's dive down a little bit and see a little bit more information. Of course, you know that Talisha is the homeowner. We get all the information. She owned it for 10 years. There's a bunch of equity, 227,000. We know that she did a partial claim. What else we knew? We know that she went in pre-foreclosure since 2023. So there's some distress that's going on. So let's dig a little bit further to see what is it that we can find. Now, the next step for me from pre-foreclosure, from PropStream, the next thing is True People Search. True People Search now is what gonna give us a little bit more information. Let's see what kind of information we can gather from True People Search, right, Mamadou?
Yeah, truepeoplesearch.com, guys. This is your secret weapon to find the family members. Most people that market to pre-foreclosures give up, right, the first time they cannot get hold of the homeowner. I'll tell you guys right now, your biggest checks will come from the owners that are the most difficult to find. The more deeper you can dig, right, the better. Now we're gonna give you guys a huge nugget also here in order to get some of the best numbers, but you are going to have to, distinguish yourself from most wholesalers and go build a relationship to have access to that one. Because in order to access to that website that we use to get some of the best numbers, you do need normally a license. But if you know how to build a relationship like we do, we're using somebody else's license to get access to it. So we'll give you that in a minute as well. But I'll let Andrew go through his flow.
Got it. All right. So where we're at now, we're at True People Search. True People Search, Mamadou, for me, I want to see the age of the homeowner, because that's where I'm going to see the age. As I can tell, this lady is 51 years old. Now, what is it that 51-year-old tell you, Mamadou? Tell me. Been in pre-foreclosure, what's the story that you're gathering so far? Been in pre-foreclosure since 2022. We know that she did a partial claim, 51 years old. Talisha, what is it that the story? Give me what is it that jumping out at you immediately?
Based on her age?
Based on her age, based on the data that we see so far. So we know that she's been in pre-foreclosure a couple of times. We know that she already used one of the option that she has, which is a partial claim to
Right.
postpone the auction. What else we
Mhm.
found out? Let me see. Let me go back. We know that she in the house for the past 10 years. We know that she
Mhm.
listed it in 2018. Of course, it got failed, so obviously she tried to sell it before. What
Mhm.
else we know again? Let me see. Because we are trying to gather a story around this to find out what's going on.
Mhm.
She's been in pre-foreclosure a couple of times, did a partial claim before, a couple of times. There's no lien, of course, so that's a good thing. Now, 51 years old. Now, this tell me that this lady, if you ask me, the information that I'm gathering, 51 years old, let me see, spouse Christopher Faber, also there. I'm calling this lady right now, Mamadou. Sorry.
Boom, guys, live. We're about to give you guys, a sneak peek on how it goes. He's about to make a live call. Now, be careful with the time, Andrew. What time is it in Florida over there? Because it's 9 p.m.
Yeah,
our time.
it's a little bit late.
Desiree, what time is it there? Can we call? I think you cannot call past 8 p.m. Shit, you guys were going to witness a live call. You still want to try anyway? Why not?
It like a late. Mamadou, me gonna get my head blown off, bro.
Yeah, guys, it's too bad, man. By the way, but guys, go check out all the lives we've done on pre-foreclosures. We've made a couple of them where we made actually live calls. Like literally, you can go on the channel, listen to how we're talking to the sellers, making live cold calls is all on the YouTube channel. So make sure you check out the playlists on pre-foreclosures live calls. Right, we've done it before, but we're gonna do another live, guys. We plan on doing this consistently on Mondays. So one of those Mondays, we probably gonna right at 8 p.m. sharp. We're gonna straight go into calls and then we get into like the talking stuff because at 8 p.m. we can call, right? But we're 9 p.m. right now. If you call a homeowner right now, you might get sued.
Yeah. And I wanted was to go through 4-1 because 4-1 give us a little bit more information. Actually, I wait for the code from the realtor. But with the information, this number right here, Mamadou, is
tell them what it is first. Tell them what 4-1 is.
So 4-1 is a place that is attached to the credit bureau. So it gives you the most accurate information. But this website is only owned by realtors. Realtors is the one who have access to 4-1. So you have to get a relationship with a realtor to get access to 4-1. But it gives you the most accurate phone numbers, the most accurate information there is. If we get a chance to actually log in, then we can walk you through what is it that it look like. But it gives whether the person is deceased, all the address. I don't know what I cannot find on.
Guys, this is our secret weapon. Most people that do pre-foreclosures don't even use this. Now, this site, the 4-1, you don't have access to it unless you are licensed and you have access to the MLS. If you're licensed, typically, most agents don't even know they have access to this. So typically, the agents that we have relationships with, we call them and ask them in the markets that we're active in. We say, hey, did you know you have something that is called the 4-1 underneath your license that maybe you don't use, but I need it, right? I'm giving you guys a script right now. I need it. And if you're willing to go ahead and create the account, if I get deals in it, if it's deals that need to be flipped that we're going to flip, for example, one day, I'm going to use you as the real estate agent. If my cash buyer need an agent, I'm going to recommend you. Guys, remember to approach people with value because they're giving you access to the 4-1, right? You're using it. Don't just call them and just like, all you're doing is behave like a leash, right? The real estate agent obviously have to have some sort of value, especially right now with the laws changing. Guess what? You can tell the real estate agent, listen, the laws are changing. For me to wholesale these properties, I have to put them on the MLS anyway, do what is called a double closing normally. Well, guess what? I'm going to use you as the agent to put these properties on the market for me if your broker allows it. So when you approach them for the 4-1, you have to explain to them what value they get back. Otherwise, most agents are going to say no. It doesn't cost them nothing. Or sometimes I think it costs about $50. But if it's going to cost them the extra $50, you pay for it. They don't use it. Most agents don't even use this, guys. All right. So this is where, oh my gosh,
most agents don't even know about 4-1.
They don't even know about. We inform it. We inform them about it. They don't know about it.
Yeah. So Mamadou, this is the beauty about this deal. Also, this one that we're analyzing right now, If you do not get Talisha, let me go back. If you do not get Talisha, there's Talisha husband. There's a bunch of people who you can actually reach out to in order to get through to someone to see what exactly is going on. A deal like this, I'm not leaving a deal like this on the table until I speak with someone. Now, if someone told me that they want to stay inside the home and they're not looking to sell, fine. But with a deal like this, with the amount of equity that's there, I'm going to speak with someone. So if for whatever reason this number for Talisha doesn't work, look at this, guys. We have Talisha husband, which is Christopher, which is a spouse that we could call. Who else we have right here?
Desiree, if you want to click the link on the YouTube and come up here and ask live questions, please be my guest. I just pinned it. So you can click on that link. It's going to bring you backstage. But if you slip, we might get this property on the contract while you have your mouth open. Be careful.
That's I'm going to call this property tomorrow.
Let's go.
Let's
go.
Let me see if I could find no other family members. So we because we want to use all of the site. For this, we're using phone numbers. We're using phone numbers to find if there's any other family members there is.
Did you get the code for the phone?
No, it looked like it even too late for even.
Yeah, it's 9 p.m. The agent might be. So that's another thing, guys. If you ever, if you're able to convince, an agent to give you the 4-1, the only issue with this is oftentimes if you get disconnected, every time you try to log back in, it's going to send them a code. So you're going to need the code to log back in. Like it kind of times you a little bit, but it is absolutely the best site you can have for finding the family members,
Absolutely.
Okay, Desiree is shy. She said, no, you guys go for it. I'm still in the learning stage. All right, Desiree, don't forget to reach out. If you get leads, if you start calling them and you have sellers that are interested, even if you don't know what you're doing, don't try to explain it. Just say, hey, I'll get my partners on the phone. They'll have a conversation with you, explain the whole process. Just get us on the phone. But obviously, you have to do the initial touch to make sure they're at least open for the help, right? You have to at least make the initial touch. Now, I don't know if you're full-time or not, but get to it, man. This is the time. I'm telling you guys, there is deals out there. Stop watching the news. Forget about this tariffs bullshit. People are crying about it. It doesn't affect you whatsoever. Get your credit right. Call these homeowners if you're trying to wholesale. Go get pre-qualified by hard money lenders for double closings. There is deals out here. There's sellers that are still financially struggling. So don't sit there watching the news and get paralyzed. All right, it's garbage. It's entertainment.
Mamadou, look at this.
What's up, Liberty? Good to see you.
Liberty, what's up, Mamadou? Look at this. Look at this. Real quick. Now, Talisha Faber, 51 years old. Now let's go to our spouse. Our spouse, Christopher Faber. We know that you married our spouse. Let's click on Christopher's name to see what's going on. Now,
Andrew, how many sellers have told you why are you harassing me and all my family? How you calling all my family? Guys, if you guys listen to some of the Andrew's calls, by the way, make sure you go check out his channel, guys. What's the name of your channel again?
Andrew Powell.
Andrew Powell, guys. Andrew Powell. Make sure you go check it out. He's getting cussed out. There is some homeowners that said, send me your address. I'm going to come kill you. How did you find all my family members? My daughter just called me. You called her. My aunt called me. You called her.
Hey,
but that's
Mamadou,
how you got to be.
You remember that one lady that we actually went and door knocked her? It was our husband that was speaking with. But we couldn't get in contact with this lady for some reason. So I went ahead 4-1, got the address and went there. She like, bro, I got all your texts and all your phone call. You're really serious. You're fine where I'm living. At this point in time, I feel like I'm being stalked. She was kidding, but she was like, at this point in time, bro, I feel like you stalked me. Like, oh, you even find where I live.
Yeah.
Man, it was just like a fun thing. Lucky for me, she was cool. She was like, man, I'm gonna sell her this house, guys. You're determined.
Yeah. Because remember, guys, they're natural procrastinators. There is a reason they're in this situation. They're natural procrastinators. They just sit there. They think Jesus is gonna come and fix it. Trump is going to come and fix it, or Biden's going to come and fix it. So they procrastinate. They throw the letters that the lender is sending them. They ignore all the door knocks from the lenders, or what you call it. They don't reach out to anybody for help. They just sit there, until last minute. So typically, this is the reason why, even with pre-foreclosures, guys, the money is in the follow-up. The first time you talk to them, they either hang up on you, cuss you out. They're not ready to talk, so it's in the follow-up. You want to follow up to the day before or the day of the auction, because typically they will reach out to you and say, yes, I'm ready for the help, and it's the day of the auction or the day before. There's always something that can be done, but that's just the nature of these homeowners. But guys, they're absolutely worth it.
No, 100%. The bigger the problem that you're solving, guys, that the bigger the paycheck. Like a problem like this, Mamadou, I see it, Alicia, right? Now, if I was to click on now the address, the subject address is 9848 Bluestone Circle. This is how keen you have to be and pay attention to what's going on with the data. Now, this is the property that's going up for foreclosure. This lady is married. Now, let's go click Christopher to see if Christopher actually live at the same address. So this might just be a divorce situation, Mamadou. Let's see. So we're gonna click on him, because for me, I look on all this stuff. Now we can
the best deal Andrew, the best deal you can get is how many pain points mix?
As many as I can, as many pain points as I can.
So guys, you want definitely probate. You always want properties that are either on probate already, so meaning somebody passed away or whatever. And then typically what we find is on top of that, we actually just had a lead where we were dealing with is a probate, but also they had also a divorce already before both passing away, right?
Yeah.
So it was probate, it was a divorce, and typically you have bunch of other problems, man. Siblings not getting along. So the more pain you can find on the property, the better. Obviously, this comes with also calling the homeowners and knowing what kind of questions to ask, so having a good conversation with them. With that being said, guys, remember, what you call it? Sometimes everything we see, not sometimes, all the time, everything we see here now is a matter of taking all this data you've gathered, write it down. When you call the homeowners, you need to know how to bring it up to on the conversation and confirm everything you found. You don't just take it for what it is. We're looking at this right now. We're just making assumptions that is X and X and X, but we still want to get the full story from the horse's mouth. Does that make sense, guys? So Andrew will go in and say something like, hey, I'm just a little bit confused. I was looking on my computer and I see you guys bought this over 10 years ago and you bought it for X and it seems like you still owe X. Now my computer might be messing up, but can you kind of like, something like that, right? So you bring it up that way so they can either confirm or deny, because sometimes maybe just the data haven't been updated yet. You never know. So always get it from the horse's mouth.
Yeah, and the information that you use, Mamadou, is to get you a picture. It's not like you're going in with this information for these people, to spook out these people like they're doing some background extensive search. It's just for your purpose of having a conversation and question to ask and to analyze what is it or what is the angle that you're gonna take. Now, this guy right here, Mamadou, he move out. I'm living in a completely different address than what is there. So this is something that I might bring. Hey, I saw that you were married recently. I'm not sure if Christopher might still be on the deed. Even though I know that he's not on the deed, but we still want to understand him involvement. Sometime if the conversation go good and we're inside a lengthy conversation, when we ask questions like those, just to see and get a feel and build rapport. So we use those information. But this guy moved out. He's no longer living at the address. So this is somebody who are definitely going to call tomorrow.
Yeah.
Just based off of the information that has been presented to me on this one.
Yes, sir. Guys, I'm telling you, like, and by the way, Andrew, for somebody who doesn't have the 4-1, which site do they want to get the numbers if they don't have access to that yet?
It is a True People Search. True People Search is everybody's site. Yeah,
True People Search is absolutely free. It gives you the family members. Again, not the most accurate, but still is something. Like, guys, most of my deals personally, when I started my first year, which is over 6 years ago, all my numbers came from truepeoplesearch.com. So it's not like they're super, super bad, but if you can get somebody to give you the 4-1, is actually even better, because obviously, guys, it's connected to the credit bureau. Who doesn't have credit, even if it's a bad credit in the US. Most people do. So at some point in time, they fill out forms to get credit. So obviously, the credit bureaus will always have the some of the best data in terms of finding these homeowners' numbers or the family members' numbers. It is crazy, actually, for somebody that lives in that lived in Europe for years and years, guys. I'm talking about how nobody has, a private life here in the US, because in Europe there's no way, there is no way you go in and seeing somebody's information online from a website. It's crazy.
I mean, Mamadou 4-1. Remember me, I tell this lady. Remember me, I tell this lady. Mama say, hold on.
She sent it.
Yeah.
What's up, Tanya?
Hey, Tanya, how you doing?
Chilling. Okay, seems like we're gonna connect to the 4-1 and show you guys what it looks like. So, Desiree, I hope you're an action taker. We gave the example to on your city. So remember, guys, knowledge is not power. Only applied knowledge is power. Whatever you learn, if you don't take action on it, really doesn't matter. And also another thing I want to tell you, newbies, especially if you're new, whether you're watching it now or later, avoid the shiny object syndrome when you first get started. Most newbies, when they get started, they want to do everything. They want to do pre-foreclosures. They want to do absentee owners. They want to do low equity. They want to do agent outreach. You have to pick a niche and stick to it until you master it. Get a good amount of deal flow from it. Be known for that in your city. And then you can add once you start hiring admin assistants and whatnot. Because in the beginning, you're alone, you're wearing all the hats. So if you start doing a bunch of different strategies as a newbie, you cannot give the amount of energy and the amount of time and the amount of calls that is needed to generate enough leads to close deals with one niche. So don't do that. Stick to one. Pick one, stick to one. Thank you so much, Desiree. I appreciate it. Look at that, Andrew. Fire, man. Great show. Let's go.
Yeah. Mamadou, this is what it actually looked like. Inside of the 4-1, this is what it actually looked like. So for me, we search by number. Search by number meaning I copy this number here. Now, this might be an old number, but once it attached to the person, Mamadou, you're going to get some result. So this number was a past number for Talisha. So we'll copy. We'll put
How
it
can you
inside
tell it's a past number?
Yeah, because 4-1 has it. Two people search as it. So every one of these number right here is a past number. So you could use basically any one of these number to get in contact with this lady for the most recent number. Okay, let's not use this one. Let's use a landline. Okay, this landline was in let's go 2016. Let's go 2016 and see.
As the homeowners that still has landlines are the best homeowners to deal with, because that means they're still old school. Like the some of our biggest checks when it comes to wholesaling came through the sellers that don't even have a cell phone. They have landlines. So unless you reach them early morning, you're not about to talk to them. So the competition is very low. If you're speaking to those kind of homeowners, there's not a lot of other wholesalers you're competing with.
Yeah. The thing with the landline, there might be a little bit of family member, because sometimes there's family member, even though that person live at the address, but sometimes the landline belong to a next family member, and then you end up with something else. But let's see. Let's try this.
What is the script? If you call a family member and they pick up, what do you say? If you know he's a family, if you call in a family member,
a family member.
What is the first thing you say? Yeah, if your family member picks up, you call in on the house that they don't own. What is your intro? Give it to Desiree. What is your intro to them?
Okay, so Desiree, I want. Okay, so ring. Let's role play, Mamadou.
Hello.
Hello. Good afternoon. Is this Mamadou?
Yes.
Hey, Mamadou. Good afternoon. My name is Andrew. I was trying to get in contact with someone that's related to Robert Jones. I'm not sure if that name sounds familiar with you.
What Robert Jones? What is it about?
So Robert Jones, just saw the record. There's a property over by 123 Main Street that I was interested in purchasing, but then I saw that he passed away. So I'm just trying to get in contact with a family member to see if you guys had made a decision as to what you want to do with the property.
Okay, and who are you?
My name is Andrew. As I said before, I'm in the Atlanta area. I'm an investor inside the Atlanta area that purchased property. So we just wanted to reach out to see if one, you have reached out to the lenders yet to postpone the auction, as I see there's an auction date, or if you guys had any intention of selling the home.
Boom. Guys, that's just the intro. And
Yeah.
from here on, if the person confirms, Andrew's just going to carry the conversation. Remember, guys, this is just a conversation with somebody on the property. You calling them, you're just trying to fact find everything you found here. But the intro, because people overthink this, oh, but what if I call is not their property? What do I say? Say whatever. Andrew approached it differently than me, for example. Me, when I call, I'm probably good. I use the homeowner's self, his address, his name. I want them to tell me, oh, it's not me. Oh, okay. So are you a family member? Or if I call and I know I'm calling Andrew, but I'm really looking for, Andrew's brother, I'm gonna call and say, hey, I was calling, I was calling about the property on 123 Main Street. I see online you seems to be related to Andrew Powell. That will be my intro. So don't overthink it, guys. Just get to it. It doesn't really matter as long as you can keep their attention and you guys are having a conversation. Just get to it. Don't overthink it. If they hang up on you, don't worry about it. They might be having a bad day. Just call them back later. Call them back the next morning. I promise you guys. Andrew, if you have to do the math, on average, how many calls it takes us to get a seller to actually have a productive conversation? Like really, because in the beginning they're all like assholes.
Of course, it always at least 5 to 6 calls, man. Sometime for me, Mamadou, I call them more than once, and then I also leave you a text, I leave you a voice message, I put you up on a follow-up. So, until that house is actually auctioned off before I actually stop calling. I call you next week, I call you the other week, I text you, and listen.
Guys, we call, like Andrew said, we call, you hang up, we recall, you hang up, we recall. Next day, we recall with a different number. If you block that number, you do get a text message after that with a different number. You get put in a follow-up, what we call a drip campaign, is an automated text message follow-up. And then we keep track of the auction date, and we call you up to the day of. Until that house is auctioned off, which we can see online, we're behind you. We're on you like bee on honey. So if you pick up now, you say, hey, I just want to keep my home, leave me alone, or that's a different story, guys. But even then, most of these homeowners, they actually end up having to sell. It's just in the beginning, they're in a denial. So you still want to follow up until the day before the auction date. Anyway, even if they say they want to keep, just tell them fantastic in case something changed. Give me a call or give me a text, and still keep following up with them until the day of or the day before to ask them if they found a solution. Because we find last minute, they always go, you know what? I think I can't really keep this up. Bro, we just got a call from a homeowner that we dealt with, about a year ago?
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember. He even came to one of our fix and flip. That's how much rapport we built with this homeowner. But, we had him on the contract, and then he changed his mind afterwards. He said he's going to keep the property. And now, guys, I think about 8 months to 10 months in, he's calling and saying, man, sorry, I try to keep it. I try everything. Couldn't get back on my feet. Now the amount that I owed when you guys first called me is higher. I'm just going to let it go. Are you guys ready to buy?
Really?
Yeah. Remember, Dexter, I sent you the text soon as he called me. I was having a haircut.
Oh, Dexter.
That happened all the time, man.
Oh,
that happened all the time. So, guys, most of them shouldn't keep, really. Your job is, most of them shouldn't keep. They're just in denial. What I mean by that is if somebody have been in pre-foreclosure 5 to 7 times, what does that tell you guys? Logically, just pure logic. That tells you that that person is not financially doing well, period. They're either not earning enough at their job, which statistically most homeowners that buy single family homes to live in find themselves in financial distress at some point in time. Is either first, before they bought it, they had one job, now they gotta have 6 jobs just to keep up with the mortgage, right? Mm-hmm. Or they lost their job, whatever. If you've been through pre-foreclosure more than once, that means you don't have your finances together. They have check credit, obviously, and so they try to use Band-Aid, Band-Aid solutions over and over. But at some point, they just have to let it go. And the problem is, most of them, not really a problem, which I do understand, most of them are married to the address. This is where I grew up. This is where my mom raised me. This is where I raised my kids. So it's a lot of emotional attachment, even though they know in reality, I cannot afford this home. I should really let it go and go rent somewhere until I get my stuff together. So if you follow up, you're going to catch them at some point at the right day, right time. And because you're on top of the line when it comes to their messages or, missed calls, or you're the last name that they remember because they've talked to you so much, they want to work with you. They don't want to work with somebody else. That's what happens.
100%. Mamadou, this is the powerfulness of 4-1. Let's go through 4-1. Now, a lot of this information really unnecessary, but just to give some insight as to how powerful this 4-1 is, we can actually see this lady criminal record.
Damn, bro.
Bro, we can see the last 20 address that this lady, the last 20 address that this lady live in as far as 1988. That is how far we can see how far this lady.
Guys, this is crazy. You gotta have the 4-1, man. He's a must-have.
We can see this lady criminal fraction. We see
crazy.
Her entire life. She have traffic fraction, fail to obey all the speeding ticket, every single thing come from 4-1, bro. What else we can say? We can say the possible court record. She have judgments. She have a foreclosure record. It looked to me like she get foreclosure before. She have judgment. She have 7 different judgment. Ah, man.
Yeah, guys. And this, you couldn't see all this on preforeclosure.com.
Yeah.
And you couldn't see all this on truepeoplesearch.com. So the 4-1, guys, Andrew said the keyword. He said it's connected to the credit bureau. And you guys know what the credit bureau does. When you go to the bank and say, give me money, where do they go to pull your shit? The credit bureaus, right? So you cannot get better data. So guys, make sure, here's a tip, guys. Here's a tip. If you don't know any real estate agent right now, here's what I would do. I would go on my market. I'll go on Zillow, pull my market where I'll be active. And I'll look at the most recent sold, fully fixed up properties that have sold. I'll find at least 7 to 10 agents to call. And I'm going to build the relationship and see if I can take, even if it's one, to coffee. How am I going to do that? I'm going to tell them, listen, I'm a local home buyer. I'm looking to do renovation projects in this market and double closings. And I'm looking for a real estate agent to work with consistently. And I would love to meet up with you or whatever. Because, guys, you don't meet a girl today and just go, let's go to bed, right? That's not how it works. You approach them with value. When you guys meet, I've taught this to my students. They've done it and it works. When you guys meet now, in person, you get to build more rapport. They get to see you. It's face-to-face, right? You already know how that works. And then after that, you do want to ask them. You do want to propose and say, hey, would you mind? Do you know what a 4-1 is? No, I don't know what a 4-1 is. Well, with a 4-1, it's going to be a very powerful tool for me to find off-market properties so that later I can bring them to you as my agent. Would you mind creating an account? It doesn't cost you anything. You just share the login with me. If there's something that needs to be paid, I'll pay for it. All right, guys. I guarantee if you don't do this with at least 10 to 12 agents, don't come to me and say you couldn't find an agent. Just calling one agent is not going to work. Build relationships, guys, period.
Mamadou, the next time that we're gonna do a live YouTube, we have to do it a little bit earlier when we can actually make some phone call. I'm not feel good.
Yeah. We're gonna shoot for 7 p.m. I think 7 is perfect. Guys, we plan on, I don't know, Andrew can confirm for me, but we're gonna keep this consistent every Monday. We can just change the time to make the calls, but we can keep it on Monday.
100%. Every single Monday you can book me down.
All right, guys. So Monday, guys, every Monday, come back. We'll be here live. Some of the lives is not going to be just around pre-foreclosures, but guys, any lead you, especially, by the way, this is another thing. If during the week you're generating leads and you're stuck and you don't know, and you need help, whatever, talk to the homeowner, underwrite it, see if it's a deal, then bring it here on Monday and we'll help you with your leads. I'll post the link. You can come on stage. We can look at the address, help you compete, help you come up with the offer. If the seller needs to be called, we'll call the seller for you live and have the conversation right there in front of you so you can see how we do it. All right, guys?
100%. Definitely. Mamadou, this one, we only do one case study. Let me see if we can do a next one. Just analyzing the deal, just to see if it even worth calling. So let me do one more just for kind of gear like.
Yeah, guys, just as a wrap up, and then I'll show
Yeah.
you guys the recent HUD of the recent property we just closed. It was a pre-foreclosure. Actually, all of our properties, the rentals, the flips, the Airbnbs, was all pre-foreclosures. There's not a property that we've done so far that wasn't a pre-foreclosure, and that's exactly how we're attacking real estate new development as well. We're going after, one of our strategies is to go after 2 beds and 2 bath in pre-foreclosure, and the plan is to scratch off those properties and build luxury specs homes on those. That's one of our strategies. So guys, pre-foreclosures, off-market acquisitions for real estate wholesaling is one of the baddest niches and skills you can acquire, because you can apply it in anything later down the line. When you truly start taking down these properties yourself, now you can cherry pick. That's how I built my rental portfolio, is by cherry picking on the properties that we actually bring to the table, and we go, you know what, we like this one, we're not wholesaling it, we're keeping it for ourselves. This one we don't like, we're going to wholesale it. All right, guys?
100%. Let me just run through this one, Mamadou, real quick, kind of see what it look like. The auction date here also set for the 10th of July. This person only been in pre-foreclosure once. So let's see what's going on. See if it even worth giving a call tomorrow. We're gonna copy the address, as you know, guys. So look how quick that was just now. We look on the person name, the trustee name, the defendant name. We have it. The person named John. We know the auction date. Only been in pre-foreclosure one time. That take about 10 seconds just now. We're gonna copy the address, and of course, we're gonna go right over inside a prop stream to kind of see what the data tell us.
Bing, bing. Desiree, don't sleep on this, man. You better tomorrow. You better get up and make these calls.
Please, Desiree. Desiree, if you do this and make at least 15 calls, there is at least 3 warm deal that you're gonna get.
100%.
Don't just going out there calling every lead, wasting your time. Be very, very precise as to the deals or the leads that you're gonna call. Make sure they are deals before you even call them, because you're here to solve big problems.
100%. Guys, you're a deal finder, not a deal maker.
Yeah.
We don't make deals, we find deals. We don't waste time with most likely, potentially. Don't go wide with it, especially with niches like pre-foreclosures / probates. You want to be very niched, and you want to go after properties that have, guys, imagine going to the steakhouse and then they serve you a steak and it's just the bone. You're gonna lose your teeth. It's the same thing with wholesaling. You need properties that have a lot of meat, and the meat in real estate is equity.
Auction date. Look on this. This person, the auction date. This is the first of May. So the 1st of May. This person already inside the auction a couple times.
Oh, wow.
Filed bankruptcy before. Been in a pre-foreclosure a couple times before. Let's see if this even worth giving a call.
The bank name is an LLC. That must be a hard money lender, no?
Let me see the bank name. The person.
Go down.
What is it?
Go down a little bit more. Right here.
Yeah, the bank name Planet Home Lending.
Planet Home Lending. That has to be a hard money lender, no?
It almost look like a hard money lender, of course.
Yeah, guys, this is not a typical bank. That's a hard money lender. Seems like.
Interesting. Let's see. Let's see what this is.
But again, guys, this is all the things you jump on the call to confirm, right? So when you jump on the call with a homeowner, you obviously want to confirm all this, obviously.
Yeah, prop streamer move slow tonight. Hold on, let me see. Yeah, this is interesting. Let me see what this to them will pick up at least 3 warm lead. Never call them back tomorrow. Okay. All right, Mamadou. So here we go. Let's see. It's actually a VA. So it's a VA loan.
Oh, it's a VA loan. Okay.
So this guy took out a VLO in 2021. Him only own it for 4 years. Now, this is what in Florida. This is what I understand inside of Florida, Mamadou. These homes appreciate. This guy owned this for 4 years. This is why I say if you look on it and it's 4 years, and even though we have the standard, I do not call in anybody 5 years and above. Those are the people that we target. But if you look at how this property appreciate, this is somebody that you need to call. Just based off of the estimated value, based off of the equity that is there, and based off of what it was purchased.
Guys, look at that green arrow. Look at that. Look at from 270K. Shh. See that?
Yeah, right.
That's crazy. So the appreciation rate in this area is fantastic, which is great. Again, as we said, guys, that's what you want. You want properties that have appreciated. So they've built equity, and there is a way to go in there, negotiate them at a discount, so you can make your money. The homeowner can make their money, but also the end buyer, which is the cash buyer that is going to flip it to feed their family as well, have some meat on the bone left for them as well.
Absolutely, that is a deal we definitely need to get called also, just based on the amount of equity that's there. Let me see what else we can find on this guy. We need to go over and Fort Myers, man.
I shouldn't have said the time, so you could just call, man. This was dope.
Yeah, right. Ronald Davis. This guy's 35. This guy's 35 years old, man.
35 years?
Young. 35 years old, yeah, pretty young guy.
Is he the owner since when the property was bought? Or did he inherit it?
Yeah, because he only owned it 4 years ago. So he been the owner 4 years ago. Let me go back to this and see what 4 years ago looked like. 4 years ago would have been, so I'm actually, so this property went in bankruptcy once, but it wasn't in his name at the time. But all of these pre-foreclosure since 2023, 2024, September, December, this is all this guy. So this guy been in pre-foreclosure since 2023. This is definitely somebody you want to give a call.
Desiree, do me a favor, okay? There's nobody that loves creative finance strategies more than me. I've done them over and over and over. There's not a strategy in creative finance I haven't done yet. And I've taught dozens and dozens of newbies, a lot of workshops here in Atlanta that I've done also. Just if you call into wholesale specifically, your first option, always focus on the cash deals. That's where you're going to make your most money. Cash deals. Don't get too excited about the creative finance stuff if you just started learning it. Most buyers, number one thing you guys need to understand with cash buyers, most cash buyers, they don't use their own money to buy these deals. So if you put a property under contract right now and you come to me, you say, Mamadou, I know you flipped the property in this area and I have a property similar to yours under contract and I want you to buy my contract. Well, guess what? I have to go to what is called a hard money lender. That's where I get my loans from to buy your contract, or go to a traditional bank or a private. Typically those are the options I have, right? Those lenders will not lend me in second position. If you guys don't know what first and second position is if you, Desiree, you are my lender right now and you give me $100,000 first when I'm buying the home, then you are on what is called first lien position. If my aunt after that gave me money, she'll be in second position. What that means is if something happens to me, I get hit by a car, knock on wood or whatever, and this property is in foreclosure and it get foreclosed on, the first person that is in the first lien position get paid first. Then the second get paid second and the third. That's what it is. Now, the big lenders, hard money lenders, banks, traditional banks, they don't like lending in second position. That means your cash buyer, when you bring them that creative finance deal, they go, okay, that's cute, but I can't go to my lender and borrow to buy this property because my lender won't lend on it because there's already a debt on the property. If you turn it into a subject to, even though there's a lot of equity, I know you can do the novations. I've done a bunch of them. You can do the subtails, but the challenge with a cash buyer you're going to run into, so your pool of cash buyers are then very low because they cannot go to their lenders and qualify to buy the property to flip it because their lender want to cash out the existing loan. So if you put it on the contract as cash, you're actually going to make way more money. So be careful with that. It's a great strategy once you start taking down these properties yourself, especially if you understand creative finance yourself. And there is a very niche cash buyers that buy properties creatively to flip them. If typically they use their own cash for the renovations and they don't need to go borrow money, or they have like private lenders. Okay, guys. So just be mindful of that. Don't use it as a crutch. If you call a homeowner, they have a lot of equity. Go for the cash. Go for the cash deal. I'm telling you, it's way smoother and all of that. Okay. What do you think, Andrew?
Mamadou, no, that beautiful. Before we go, Mamadou, one thing that I want to do on Mondays also is for actually scout leads and give it to the audience. Scout deals, get the phone number, get the family name, make
100%.
sure it is a deal, and hand it over to them. Tomorrow, them can make the call. So we're gonna pick a zip code and we're gonna comb through that zip code with every single lead inside that zip code to be called. We're gonna scout them for you, give it the number, give it a family member, so you guys can go ahead and get yourself a deal.
Boom, guys, look at that. So look for it. Next Monday, we'll give you the same way we pull our lists to get these deals. We'll pull a list for the audience, pre-foreclosures list, get you the list with the numbers included. We're going to pick a zip code of somebody in the audience, pull a whole list, get the numbers, and then hand it over to you for you to start calling those pre-foreclosure leads. And if you do, we're going to do the same steps here. So you know those leads you're calling, they're already deals if you get one property under contract. All right, guys? So don't miss next Monday, guys. Man, everybody, I hope you got value out of this. Give a shout out to Andrew. Make sure you go follow his channel, Andrew Powell. I was supposed to stream his channel here today too, but I didn't get the link on time. But next time we're going to stream on his channel as well. So you guys can go follow him. Go there, see us on the field walking properties, see him when he used to door knock properties, see him banging out calls. I'm going to be posting most of his cold calls with pre-foreclosure. But guys, if you need help, I'm going to pin our link to join venture with our team with pre-foreclosures. Now, we're only active in terms of the deals that we're going to help you dispo or talk to the sellers or whatever. We're only active in Georgia and Texas. But if you're in any other state, we'll probably JV with you, but we're not going to involve. Like, we're just going to help you talk to the homeowner or whatever, but you have to handle selling the deal to the cash buyers in those states. We're specifically focused on Dallas and Texas. Okay, guys? But it doesn't mean the other states, if you need help, we'll help you talk to the homeowner. You're just going to have to go and dispo it. All right, guys? So nobody does this better than us, guys. I'm telling you guys right now. So next Monday, don't miss out. Next Monday, we're probably going to start at 7 p.m. so we can make calls right out the gate. We're going to cold call right in front of you. So if you have any leads you want us to call for you, just bring them on here. I'm going to post the links in the comment, and you can come on stage and we're going to call your lead right in front of you so you can see how we have these conversations, or just watch us getting cussed out. At least you can see that you don't die from just banging out these calls, and then answer all your questions that you have, guys. Obviously, like the video, guys. Leave a comment later. It helps, and subscribe if you haven't yet to the YouTube channel, Mamadou Diallo Real Estate. It helps the algorithm. Make sure you go check out Andrew Powell. You didn't put the Archman on the YouTube channel?
No, not the Archman on the YouTube.
Make sure you give me the right YouTube. But I think it's Andrew Powell Archman, if I'm not mistaken. And anyway, send me the link. Copy the YouTube link and post it in the chat. I'll pin it here. All right, guys. Desiree, you got some value today. Let me see. Desiree was super active. Thank you so much. Steve O, I don't know if you're still here. Binta Barry, I hope you got some value today. Let me see. Yeah.
That's the ad for real, Mamadou. The ad is at Andrew Archman Powell.
Okay, so it's Andrew Archman Powell. So can you paste it here so I can pin it? If I pin it, they're just gonna have it in the comments. If you can just copy the link and post it. Thank you also TikTok and Instagram, everybody that have watched. Don't miss out. Next time, come on YouTube is better. We share the screen. We show you all these websites. It's kind of difficult to do that on the TikTok. So.
Mama, give me a chance, Mama. Make Steve.
Yeah, take your time, bro. This is a live. Take your time. Guys, appreciate it, everybody that hung out with us today. Again, every Monday will be. Oh, there you go, Mr. Stephen Blow is here. 23-year-old young millionaire, guys. Real estate developer at 23. You guys already know. Wherever you see me, you see Andrew, you see Steve. You guys already know the trio. We're killing it right now. We're about to take over the Texas market. You guys aren't even ready. So next time we'll have him on. Also, he's going to talk about dispo, how you deal with cash buyers, how we sell this deal smoothly, how do you structure, and he's gonna share all the zip codes we're active in. We're gonna also share that with you guys. If you're interested, DM me on Instagram or just leave a comment below. We'll share all the zip codes we're active in. If you're active in the zip codes we're active in, you know they're hot because we have legit cash buyers. We sell our deals no less than a day. All right, guys. So
Yeah.
we send you those zip codes. You can start banging out calls on those zip codes. By all means, guys, there's enough for everybody, and that's the reason why we operate with that boom mentality. We're bold, obsessed, optimistic, and we have an abundance mindset, guys. There's enough for everybody, guys. All right.
Yes, sir.
32, 12. Let me see. 12. 007. 7691. Boom.
Boom, boom, boom. Yeah, we got everything.
Okay, boom. I think I got it.
Okay.
Got it right here. I'm gonna pin it. Boom. All right, guys. I'm putting Andrew's YouTube channel on the chat as well, and you guys can always see it later. Thank you so much, Desiree. Thank you so much. Thank you for your being super active here. Boom. All right. I'm gonna pin it right here. Boom. You guys can see it here. Andrew Archman Powell. That's how you write. So go ahead, go there, guys. It's nobody does better pre-foreclosures acquisitions than my brother Andrew. So make sure you check out his channel. Next time we're gonna stream on all channels, so you guys can just simultaneously go ahead and subscribe to it. And that's it, guys. We killed it tonight. So we'll see you guys next Monday. Steve Andrew said we're gonna give the audience a whole list with the numbers included. It's gonna be a gift. We're gonna choose one person from the audience, choose their zip code, pull the list, put the numbers, and hand it over to them. So the most active, Desiree, if you're here next Monday, the gift is gonna be yours if you're the most active in the comments, obviously. Any last words, Steve, even though you just arrived for them, like any how they should go about pre-foreclosures, any advice for them to have success with it when it comes to wholesaling?
Nah, man, just really get out here and crush it. Consistency is the name of the game. Just make sure that you guys are making the calls every single day. That's the only way you're going to get better. I think that's really the main thing. Just consistency is the name of the game. Get out here, make calls, mess up the calls a few times, and man, just get better one day at a time.
Yes, one day at a time, guys. Yes, all.
Yes,
all right, guys. We out here. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it, man. Keep that boom mentality, and I'll see you guys on next Monday.
Boom, boom, boom.
Boom.